Hello, everyone. Welcome to Taftville's Fire Department's Fleet Friday. I'm Captain Alex Stockman. Today, joining myself along with my company and PIO Lieutenant Dagger, we'll be going over Engine Company 45.
Attention Taftville Fire Rescue, attention Taftville Fire Rescue. Station 44, Station 6, Rescue Station 4, Medic Station 6. Respond to Box 44, Lee Street for a confirmed first alarm commercial structure fire. That's going to be Engine 44, Engine 6, Hook and Ladder 44, Rescue 4, 1101, Battalion 1, District 1, and Safety 35. Multiple callers state that 6th floor is fully engulfed with possible traffic.
Hello everybody, this is Taftville PIO Director Dead Dagger, and I'm speaking with...
Captain Alex Stockman.
Okay, and I'm here at your engine over here at Station 44, and this is a beautiful rig. You want to show me around, show me some of the stuff that's on this rig?
Absolutely, and thank you. Just kind of give you a little overview of the engine itself. Engine Company 45 is a 2022 Pearson Forcer pumper. Its main job is to respond to calls as both a fire suppression, but Taftville was thankful, Taftville Fire Department was thankful enough to also supply it with auto extrication tools in the event we had a call where we had to use them as such, and we do not have a rescue truck company with us. This truck is a 7-man rig, so it will hold a driver, an officer, and 5 firefighters in the back, completing a 7-man crew, which is very useful on calls when you have multiple assignments needing to be done. Kind of making our way to the front here. This truck is fitted with a road array and Mars lights. As you see, you'll see the road array in the middle and the 2 Mars lights on the side of it. Those are just additional lights and kind of extras when we came down to ordering the truck to kind of help with visibilities, and on top of that, it looks cool, I must say. We have 2 front bumper lines up here. We used it for about a year and a half, and then we kind of moved to going off the back. We used a kind of off the back kind of concept, kind of help us. It made it kind of safer for our guys, especially when we went like to the interstate for vehicles fires. They weren't getting in the front. They're kind of getting in the back. We're kind of angling off to the side out of the roadway from having our guys out on the road and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then as we get to the side here, I'll be letting one of my firemen today. Well, and he's normally an officer, but due to staffing day, he's helping me out as a fireman. I'll be letting Captain TJ Stockman take over.
Hi, nice to meet you.
How you doing? My name's Captain TJ Stockman. I work here. I'm a station captain here at Station 44. Very fun duty. But what we're gonna do is get into these cabinets. So the main cabinet number 1, we're gonna have a couple of equipment in here, such as cones. We use cones to block the highway off, stuff like that. So all right, so I can have my firefighters work in a safe environment without getting hit or involved in an accident. We're gonna move on to gas meters. Most of our calls, not all of our calls, but sometimes we get gas alarms or stuff like that. It's like gas leaks. This here helps us locate where the gas is coming from, so we can send the necessities to shut it down and contain it. Here also in this compartment will be a pipe pole. Pipe poles are used to, overhaul. After a fire, we go interior to overhaul, check for extension, hot spots, and other stuff. Cordon tape. We have fire tape. To keep people away from a certain scene that we don't want them to be in, keep them away from from seeing an environment such as a medical call or a uh, EMS call, I'm sorry, not EMS call, but a fire call. Also, we also use cordon tape to tape off doors, saying like a abandoned house that is very unstable. Cross it out so people won't go in there, and we have to respond to them later to help them get out. Also, in this cabinet is a hydrant wrench. We use hydrant wrenches, mainly used by the chauffeur of any truck. We use hydrant wrenches to connect to the hydrant. When connecting to a 5-inch, we use a hydrant wrench to open it so we can flow water to our pump and have a certain amount of psi pushing through our hoses so we can fight fire. Also in this compartment is a tick. Tick is a thermal imaging camera, usually used for overhaul as well to check for extensions, hotspots, and a lot of other things. Here in compartment number two, we're gonna go to we have spreaders. Spreaders are used for vehicle extrication. I'm not sure if you noticed, but most vehicle extrication happens during the rain when people get in NVAs because sometimes driving in the rain is hard to do, um, and stuff like that. Also in this engine will be a cutter. Cutters are used the same as well as spreaders, but instead of spreading things, you're going to be cutting things such as a door pin or a door lock, to get the door off something, as well as in here is will be a small cribbing. Cribbing we use to uh hold keep in place a car, or if we're lifting or if we're using airbags, we're going to be using cribbing to place under them, so we can place the airbag on top of them get onto a victim if need be. Along with small cribbing is large cribbing and wedge. I'll place those down here. Um, uh, so we're going to move on to a spill bucket. A spill bucket is a very useful tool that we use. Usually spill buckets are used during multi-vehicle accidents. If they're leaking coolant or oil, stuff like that, we'll put stuff down, and hopefully it absorbs it and dries it up. Um, Halligan. These are one of my favorite tools that I use. Usually during opening or forcing a door, we use Halligans and axes to force a door. It can be used by a one-man crew or it can be used by a two-man crew. Preferably use it by a two-man crew because it's easier and way quicker and efficient. Um, so we're going to go to compartment number three here. And compartment number three, we'll have a can. Cans are used for, if it's like a small trash fire, stuff like that. We'll use a can, put it out, and instead of wasting the water that we have in our pump that we can use later if we get a call to a fire or something like that. Also in here will be a numerous count of other tools, such as a 3-inch supply line. We keep one in here just in case something happens to our other supply line in the back, which we will show you later. Um, for other reasons. Dry chem. We keep a dry chem can. Dry chem can is usually used for things that like appliance fires, kitchen fires. If they have oil, we use dry chem or other stuff like that to instead of using water and letting the fire spread to other surfaces of the house. Again, we keep another supply line, just a 5-inch supply line in here in this cabinet here. As for safety reasons, we might run out a supply line or something might break on there, so we can just take this out, pull this on, attach it, and we should be good to go. And at this time, I'll pass it back to my captain two of the station, Alex Stockman.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, thank you. So coming to the back here, as I said earlier at the very beginning, we kind of went to a coming off the back design. So engine four Engine 45 being a very unique engine that does not have crosslays. All of our hose come strictly off the back. As you see here, this engine carries 4 in-state quarter handline nozzles. They are equipped with a smooth bore nozzle, which a smooth bore all simply does is, unlike other nozzles, this one is strictly one type of stream. Our other type of nozzles, you're able to kind of, you have a variety of how wide you want the stream to be, but with our smooth bores here, it's simply a straight stream, and a lot of firemen kind of like that because it's less thing time to worry about. They're able to get to work a lot faster. We also carry this larger section in the middle right here. This is going to be our 3-inch supply, and then to our right is going to be our 5-inch supply. So we use these 2 hoses if we go to a fire because, you know, sometimes the fires we go to are going to be too big for the water we carry in the tank to put out, because engines like this only carry a 750-gallon pump. So it only holds within 750 gallons of water. So what we do when we get to these big fires is we will find a fire hydrant and use one of these 2 hoses, depending on what the engineer dictates a need at the time, to supply the water so our firemen and the crews on the side have water and they're not, you know, the chance of them getting burned is a lot lower. Coming to this compartment right here, Engine 45 is fortunate enough to carry one of our K-12s. While this is mainly a job for our truck companies, Engine 45 has no issue getting to work using a K-12 to help open up ceilings or open up garage doors, just kind of helping us get into where the fire is at so we can quickly extinguish it. Moving on, we carry another set of pike poles. I know Cam TJ Stock went over it on the earlier, but Engine 45 carries multiple just so everyone is able to grab a tool and no one's being left out. Coming down here, we also carry one of my personal favorite tools in the fire service, is a New York hook. It does a similar job to the pike pole being used to help pull ceiling, but for me, I prefer the New York hook as it's also a forcible entry tool, enabling it to be a more variable tool. Moving on, we carry a combination of one of our multiple forcible entry tools. This is a New York hook with also a Halligan, giving you both types of forcible entry tools and also giving you an extra tool to help pull ceiling or tear down walls in the overall phases. And moving on, we also have what's called an LA hook. It comes out from the old California in Los Angeles. A lot of firemen out there designed this concept. It does a similar job to the hook, but it also has these 2 pikes at the top of it, as you'll see here. That's very helpful when trying to pull trash apart, and it can also be used to help pull ceiling. And when you're up on the roof, can help us kind of pull some of the shingles off, so you're able to cut the roof a lot faster. Passing off to it now, we'll be going to Engineer A. Jefferson. He is currently riding back seat today as our fireman. He'll kind of be going over the officer side of the truck with you today.
Thank you for your time.
Hello, I am Engineer A. Jefferson, and this is the officer side of the truck. So, in this first compartment here, you're going to have your high-rise packs, which are packs that connect to standpipes in high-rise buildings. Standpipes help flow water up into buildings that have water at the top. Alright, now we have the RIP pack. This is for the Rapid Intervention Team. They assist firefighters if there is a mayday. This contains all of the life-saving tools that would assist the firefighter and the RIT team. Moving on, and then we also have the spill bucket here. This is used for gasoline and oil spills. Nothing too special. All right, moving up top, we have the 24 and the 16 foot ladders. I'm not going to place any, but the 24 one is what it sounds like. It goes up 24 feet, and then the 16-foot one also goes up 16 feet. And the last compartment on the officer side, we have the life pack, which is vital signs. Helps take vital signs, and it will be used for multiple things. Firefighters, and patients. We have our jump bag, which is basically a go bag for the EMTs, paramedics on our rig. And then lastly, we have the sea caller, which is to help stabilize the patient's neck and back.
Rescue flies en route.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff y'all got on this engine right here. All right, where do y'all keep all that inside these compartments?
Yes, we do.
All right, and
Engine 3 break.
I say, I mean, how many seats are on this truck? How many seats are on the back?
I believe there is 5 seats in the back and 2 seats up front.
Looks to be blocked by some kind of water.
5 for the firemen and 2 up front, 1 for an officer and engineer, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic rig. It has everything that's needed for structural firefighting and MBCs and even obviously medical calls. So y'all are supplied for everything. Y'all have great coverage on this rig. That's great to see. Is there anything else y'all would like me to see from this rig?
Taftville, it's en route. Please mark yourself seen and en route.
Not that I can think of, unless Mr. Stockman has anything.
Thank you, Jefferson. Just overall, I want to heard Jefferson here going over our seats was kind of hit based on that. To kind of go over and explain to you that the seats, whoever sits in them, what their responsibilities are. Right here, starting off in probably the least important seat of the house, in my opinion, as this person just kind of a supervisor, in my opinion. But officer seat, the officer will sit up here. He has access to the CAD and the radio to be looking at the details of our calls for service. And we are talking to radio. We have to coordinate with our dispatch center and incoming crews when we're responding calls with. Up here, we also carry a box light and a TIC. A TIC is a thermal imaging camera. We use that to help find victims and help see fires when we have low visibility and we can't see what we have going on. Coming back here, the seat that's going to be directly behind the officer seat is what I would refer to as a nozzleman seat. Whoever is assigned to the nozzle that day would sit behind the officer. As when they come off the thing, the officer and nozzleman are a very close team. So when they're going interior, while the officer is looking around trying to find victims, trying to see how much fire we have, the nozzleman's putting the fire out, of course. Behind here, looking at these closest seat to us, facing forward, is also going to be what we call the backup and irons. This is a more senior position. Some fireman, we'll put this fireman in someone who's kind of been here for a minute, kind of gotten their boots dirty in kind of a sense. Their job would be to simply back up the firemen, and they also carry the forcible entry tools to also get into the structure if absolutely needed. Some of the structures we go to, they'll have locked out doors, or to a part where so it may be a commercial building and the owner locked up before they left, so that we have to force it open, which sucks because sometimes we'll get in there's no fire, but we'll have to use that as such to help get in there and get the fire out so we can kind of prevent the building from burning down. Next to it is going to be the control man. This is again one of those other senior positions, as you kind of don't want someone brand new doing this. You want someone who actually knows why these positions are being done. Their job on the fire ground is to simply capture control points. As we're moving inside the structure, the line may get tangled up on something, or may get, depends on how many walls we have inside, may get bunched up, and it may lose the pressure, not giving our firemen the correct amount of water to be able to put the fire out. So that controlman's job is simply kind of following behind the fireman, the nozzleman, and the backup, and ensure that the line is staying straight and the nozzleman and the fire attack team is getting the correct amount of water. On the other side of him is one of those kind of jack of all trades kind of seat. You can kind of see anyone. If we have enough guys on the truck where we can get a second nozzle in service, they'll kind of sit there. But a lot of times we may put like a more senior guy over there to either assist the engineer outside getting water supply, doing outside work, maybe throwing ladders, getting tools to certain parts of the building, or again maybe a second nozzle. Coming around here, just kind of end off the truck is of course probably most important seat in the house, as this truck, the person this seat gets us to and from the calls is going to be the chauffeur. Speaking of which, here's our chauffeur for the day, Mr. TJ DeSoto. Kind of busy with work, so I won't bother him too much. But this is where he kind of sits, is where his kind of area of the doghouse is. He has both control over all of our emergency lights, our sirens, all the features of the truck, headlights, horn. He has, of course, has parking brake and what we call a PTO control. It kind of gets the truck going to kind of run the pump back here and kind of get the water going so our firemen will put the fire out. But that was that will of course round off Engine 4.5. Beautiful piece of apparatus. One I'm glad we were fortunate enough to get it for at Station 4.4. Does really an outstanding job. Been a lifesaver more times than what people kind of never realize. And that's gonna be pretty much for it. If you don't have any other questions for us, Lieutenant.
This is a great rig. Honestly, I don't have much, if anything, negative to say about it. Well, I really appreciate all four of y'all's time to showing us and the viewers the truck that y'all proudly. I hope to see it on calls that I go on as much as y'all do, and yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. This is Dead Dagger, Lieutenant and PIO Director, and this is Engine 4.5 crew, and I hope to see you on the next video next week for Fleet Friday. Bye bye.
Do we have any